Hi everybody, this is On Air, my Beatles collection. Today we just want to talk a few minutes about the upcoming record store day, which is April 12th. Of course, as was the case in prior years, there'll probably be another record store day on the day after Thanksgiving in the U.S., otherwise known as Black Friday here. Anyway, the first one announced for this year is April 12th. And there are some Beatles-related items. You may have seen some other videos here on YouTube or elsewhere about them. I thought we could talk about them a little bit today. First, from Dark Horse, George's label, there is a re-release of All Things Must Pass. I'm going to show you these on my iPad. First one is All Things Must Pass with zoetrope discs, also known as picture discs, but the zoetrope discs actually have images that animate when you put the record on the turntable. So he did the same thing last year with Electronic Sounds and with Wonderwall, and now they're doing the same thing with All Things Must Pass. Obviously, that's George's biggest selling album, and they're trying to milk it as much as they can. Some would call this a cash grab. Some would say, wow, that's cool. Where can I get one? So anyway, that's one thing from George's camp, which primarily these days is Danny Harrison is running the show there, just like Sean Lennon is for the John Lennon camp. And then the other one is this, which is a 45 of George doing Be Here Now, his song Be Here Now. And the B side of that is going to be Beck doing the same song. You can see close up, you can see that, well, it's black vinyl obviously, but you can also see that it's the traditional Dark Horse label there, or something similar to it anyway. So that's coming up soon. That was, of course, released as a video as well recently on the George Harrison page on YouTube. Anyway, that's been out there for a while. And then from the Lennon camp, primarily, again, Sean keeping his parents' name and reputation alive, there is this. So this is from the one-to-one concerts back in the early 70s. Of course, this one is on yellow or gold vinyl. It's called Power to the People. The song Power to the People is not included, which I find interesting. So the songs included are Well, 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 Instant Karma, and Cold Turkey. Those are the John songs. And then there's also Yoko's Don't Worry, Kyoko, Mommy's Only Looking for a Hand in the Snow. So let's look at the back of that. There you go. So there's some live shots of the live concert back at the one-to-one concert at Madison Square Garden. There were actually two concerts. So these cuts could be from either the day or the nighttime concert. There was the album in the 80s with John Lennon Live in New York. And Live in New York was recorded at that same show, the one-to-one concert. One-to-one was a benefit, a charity. It actually was started by Geraldo Rivera, who some of you may know from Fox, or you may know him from local television in New York back in the 70s. He was big on exposing issues here and there, and there was a home called Willowbrook for people who had physical and mental difficulties, and there was he had uncovered some bad situation there in terms of how people were cared for and so on, and so that led to the one-to-one charity that he started. You may also remember he did a special on TV about Al Capone's safe one time, which turned out to be a dud. There was nothing in the safe. They made a big deal out of a TV show. So Geraldo has been kind of a shock journalist at various points in time. He was a local newscaster in New York City. you know, back in the day when one-to-one happened, and he kind of got a bit of fame because of that. And then he moved on to other things that made him famous in some circles and infamous in other circles. Anyway, he did some good things, and one of them was, this concert to raise funds for the one-to-one charity. So anyway, that's Record Store Day coming up on April 12th. We're going to get this Lennon color vinyl EP, and we're going to get Be Here Now by George on a single, backed with Beck doing Be Here Now. And we're going to get All Things Must Pass on a triple LP zoetrope, color vinyl, picture vinyl, however you want to describe it. I'm thinking about later in the year, there's going to be the day after Thanksgiving here in the States, Black Friday, and that has become a second record store day in the last few years. So I'm wondering what we'll get this year. This past year, we got the 3-inch records, Beatles stuff, advertising, or commemorating the 60th anniversary of the Beatles' arrival in America. So we got some of that in the first record store day in April 24. We got some of it in November 24. It's hard to guess what they're going to do in 2025. There's no 61st anniversary, but it is the 60th anniversary of Help this year. It is also the 60th anniversary of Rubber Soul. We're all hoping there's going to be a super deluxe Rubber Soul following in the path of the White Album and Sgt. Pepper and Revolver and so on. So we're hoping we're going to see that. That was pretty much a Christmas market release. Rubber Soul was back in 1965. So, it's entirely possible that we're going to get it actually on the 50th or around the 60th anniversary. They haven't really stuck to that too much. They've stuck to that theme, calling things anniversary, super deluxe, so on, when sometimes they miss the anniversary by as much as a year or more. But we're all hopeful that we're going to get Rubber Soul by the end of the year. And maybe we'll get something related to it for Record Store Day. That remains to be seen. In the case of John's Power to the People EP, there has been quite a bit of news and speculation and some fact, at least interviews with Sean and others, that there's going to be a full-blown release probably in the summertime related to the one-to-one concerts. That could be video. That could be another full-length album or more. We're not exactly sure what's going to happen with that, but I do believe there's been some remastering of the audio and some cleanup of the video, maybe even some remixing of the video to create a different product, and maybe a different album associated with that. So last year for Record Store Day, we got a teaser EP of John's Mind Games album, and then we got the Mind Games album later on, and I think it was in June, maybe, I forget, it was in the summertime. So maybe they have the same strategy for this year. Give you a little taste, a little something to buy in April, and then get you to buy the same thing again, only in a longer form, in June or July or August or whatever. And then we'll get something entirely different at the end of the year for the second Record Store Day and for the Christmas, holiday sales market. So, we've talked in other videos about what we're hoping for in 2025 in terms of Beatles-related products. And, we already know Paul has continued his half-speed mastering campaign for his vinyl, and Venus and Mars is the next release in that series. That's due out next month. And no doubt we'll get, continuing those vinyl releases of the Half-Speed Master Series from Paul. It looks like his archive collection series is dead. I don't know. I'm sorry, I'm not happy to say that, because we're all hoping for London Town and Back to the Egg to complete the Wings era, at least. Of course, there's many, many other Paul albums that could have been included in the archive program. we did get some newer stuff. We got Flaming Pie, we got Flowers on the Dirt, but we didn't really get much else in the later years, and they never completed the 70s. We never got London Town or Back to the Egg. So, some of us still are holding out some hope that we might get a double there. Like we did with Wildlife and Red Rose Speedway, that they were released individually in super deluxe boxes, but they also were released together, with the Wings box, and it included the Wings concert CD as well. So, if we might get another super deluxe combo box like that, we might get 2 individuals, we might not get anything at all. There's also rumors that Paul has an album in the works. Not even rumors. Paul has stated he has an album in the works. He has not said specifically or committed specifically that it would be out in 2025. But, last year, he had some activity in June, with the One Hand Clapping LP. And then in September, we got the video basically for that, the concert that was, limited in theaters, but it was out, it was released in September. So, they try to scatter stuff across the year so you don't forget them and don't lose interest. And, of course, they want you to keep sticking your hand in your pocket, pulling your wallet out as often as they can. Of course, we all have the right to restraint, and, we don't have to buy all this stuff. I kind of bristle when people talk about cash grabs, and I did it myself at the beginning of this video. A cash grab is only a cash grab if you reach in your pocket and grab the cash and give it to them. They don't make a lot of money on this stuff. People don't understand what the production costs are and the marketing costs are. And, a lot of these things sell in the low thousands, 2, 3, 4,000 units, limited editions. It's hard to make any significant money at that. If something's $100, and you sell 1,000, that's 100,000 gross. That's not even net. So, I'm not defending what they do, with some of the stuff they do in terms of how they price it. Certainly a lot of stuff is significantly overpriced. You got to shop around. Sometimes you have to wait till the market calms down and then buy it later on, or not buy it at all. That's always an option. I'm not a completist. I am in some ways. I'm a sucker for certain things, but I don't buy everything. I'll probably buy everything I showed today. I'll probably buy the All Things Must Pass, even though I have it several times over. It's been re-released and, remastered on black vinyl. Now it's going to be on zoetrope color vinyl. Some of the stuff you just feel, as a collector, you feel almost compelled to have and to enjoy. I'm not a guy who keeps things sealed either. I don't buy stuff and just put it on the shelf and say, well, someday it'll be, a collectible or worth money. First of all, most of the stuff is never going to be worth money. It's worth what you pay for it when you buy it. Most of it does not go up in value, other than there's an immediate spike in values because people buy stuff for Record Store Day, for example, and then they go put it on eBay for 2 or 3 times the price. That's not the real value. That's impulse buying for people that don't have the access to Record Store Day and they still want the item, and they'll pay anything to get it. But, 2 years later, that stuff is not worth what they paid on eBay. It's worth what the original, retail price was for the most part. So, I don't buy this stuff to collect in the sense that I treat it like a museum piece and I keep it in shrink wrap and never open it. I don't do that. If I buy something, I open it, I look at it, I hold it, I play it, I enjoy it. And whatever the difference is, if it's a different sound, if it's a different look, if it's a different kind of vinyl, if there's something different in the packaging, I enjoy those things. I don't buy every single thing, but the stuff that I like, I buy and I enjoy. And for at least that moment in time, it replaces its predecessor. So All Things Must Pass will probably make its way into my home on Record Store Day, and that'll become the version of All Things Must Pass that I listen to for a while. And then eventually I'll probably go back to just streaming or listening to the CD or not listening at all for a period of time. Everything old is new again if you wait long enough. So in this case, it's new again and it's different in the sense that it doesn't look the same. In some cases, it doesn't sound the same. So that's why we stay with it and why some of us enjoy it. But again, I don't buy everything, and I know a lot of people don't buy everything. You know, it's hard to even afford to buy everything, even if you absolutely want all this stuff and absolutely don't care that it might be a cash grab. You just can't afford to buy every anomaly and every oddity that they throw at you. But you know, they try to get a couple of thousand of us at least on each of these releases. And you know, if something is released in the low thousands worldwide, you know, that creates a bit of rarity, I guess. But generally speaking, these things don't go up much in value. You're really doing it because you enjoy it and you like having the stuff. So anyway, that's my little blurb on Record Store Day, and I went maybe outside the rails a little bit on some of this commentary, but anyway, I just thought I would, for those of you who haven't seen what these products are going to look like and you want to start saving your pennies for April 12th, there it is. So I'll end with Power to the People right there. Again, I think it's odd that that song is not included on the EP, but I like the title. I like the look of it. I like the coloring. I'm a sucker for colored vinyl for sure. So anyway, it'll be fun, and we'll look forward to getting these items on April 12th. That's it for today. Thanks for stopping by. I'll see you soon. Take care. Thanks. Bye.